Pisces rising, Pisces sun, moon, and Venus signs. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We are going to read your tarot cards. As always, guys, here on YouTube, I do general tarot message readings. That means not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you out there every week. So please come into this with realistic expectations, an open heart, an open mind. If something resonates and speaks to you, by all means, take it and run with it. If it doesn't, please release it. Assume it's going out to someone else who needs to hear it, or maybe it will resonate with you at a later date. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's get into it. Let's read your tarot cards. I'm going to split the deck here, and we'll read a few different segments and areas of your life for this week. Here we go. All right. You're building upon your character. What does that mean? Are you implementing or practicing a new system of values or beliefs, or some of you may have an inheritance coming to you, or a big sum of money coming from an external body. Money that you didn't make yourself may come to you and allow you to purchase something very elaborate for your home, your house, your family, or it's just an acquisition of something. It could even be property from someone else, or even a very sentimental item. If that's the case, it's strongly related to your family or your roots or your ancestry. Yeah, you acquire something, whether it's money or just something of great value and something that you connect to in your heart space, even if it's not monetary value, but it brings a lot of joy and happiness. Something comes to you via the gift of another person, and it's like, this is amazing. Someone may even offer to pay for a plane ticket or a vacation. Someone may give you tickets to something like a concert, or you acquire something that you didn't, it was not hard earned. However, it comes to you, in the coming weeks, I would imagine, and it's beautiful, and it may even be a gift to your family, or it could be from a family member. Pisces, that's a fun way to start out your reading. Yeah, your ancestors, your guides, something very connected to not only your destiny, but your upbringing, your roots. There's something very sentimental about it. It means something of great value to you, even if it is connected to a lump sum of money or any type of money. It's more than that. It's so much deeper than that. Sorry, I'm clunky with my words right now, but I hope that makes sense to you. All right, so your long-term partnerships, whether it's marriage or business, are transforming. What are they? They're actually transforming into commitment. So if you've been waiting for some sort of longer contract, sign on the dotted line, that might actually be coming into you. Yeah, so it may even come at a time that is a little bit shocking. It's almost like you got, I don't know if you got comfortable waiting, but it's like it was a long time of just nothing, and all of a sudden, boom, it's here. So that could be a job offer, right? If that's the case, I would say it's a long-term job offer. It wouldn't be like a contract position. Especially with an Aries or a Scorpio is coming up very strong. But it could certainly be romantic. Some of you are going to get news out of nowhere that you are pregnant, or again, because it's coming up in long-term contracts, something to do with children. So a long-term contract to teach, to be a professor, possibly. For some of you, it's a long-term marriage contract with a soulmate. Or it could be that you get shocking news about your child being engaged, or your child I don't know, something about shocking news about the children. And I don't necessarily think it's bad, but there's definitely something here about a major change or a major transformation that happens very suddenly. It comes out of nowhere. Oh, the card fell. Hold on, can I reach it? I can't. That's too bad. I love the Six of Cups. I love looking at it. That even may be significant. Something falls off the table, an offer, I don't know, maybe an offer doesn't. Maybe an offer is taken away. I'm not terribly sure, but there's major changes. And let's see, astrologically, why would that be? So it is being squared by your North Node, so it's possible that, again, the North Node, it's going to be in Gemini till the beginning of next year. So the North Node sort of, it's universal in that it's aligned for everyone in Gemini, but right now where it's focused for you, Pisces rising, is something to do with your home. So there's an extra emphasis or a nudge in that direction of working on your home life, your foundation, your relationship with your family, your past, your roots, your ancestry, land ownership or property, yes, but what is a good word for it? Like your territory. There's something much more focused on that versus maybe a long-term contract, because by default, when something is squared, it's a little bit aggravated. It's two people that maybe aren't on the same page, or two situations that they just can't coincide peacefully all the time. So that's not a death sentence. This is, again, energy changes weekly, as do, zodiac signs and this and that. But yeah, there could be a placement in the next, several months where you're being asked to focus more on the house and your personal resources versus putting something into a marriage partnership. Again, something about news of a baby or a pregnancy could put strain on a parental relationship, whether you're the child or the parent or the husband, the wife, whatever, just, possible news. But, maybe someone's going to throw you a kick-ass baby shower, or maybe someone's going to help pay for your wedding or something of the sort. This is not all bad, especially because these two cards are related in the planetary energy. Mars is about action, assertion, it's pioneering, it's self-starter, it's the initiator. It also has a lot to do with sexuality and sex, right? It can also have to do with some aggravation. It can be something that is repressed kind of boils to the surface. So this could be a lot of things. It's not all bad, but it is finding a place in this week's reading in your current either marriage or your long-term partnerships. Again, for a lot of you, there's a major transformation that's been a long time coming, but just as you sort of got comfortable in the lull, it's like it's ramped up and ready to go again. And this is also being trined by the planet Pluto, which is all about transformation, death and rebirth. So it's interesting, there's like a double confirmation there. And so for some of you, there could be conflict. There could be a little bit of conflict with your friends or large groups of people, larger social circles, especially if you work online, the online business or something about that. And also it could positively work out too, in that if you are vying for a long-term position at a company, it could be that the competition is quite hot, but the King of Cups wins. And I think that's you, male or female, coming up in your 10th house of public image, but your long-term dreams and wishes. To me, this says there's someone who has a lot to offer here, and what's valued about the King of Cups, let's think about that, as a water sign. He's compassionate, he's emotionally mature, he's sympathetic, he's empathetic, he's creative, he's spiritual, he has a lot going for him. There's a caring nature. So especially if you work in a career where that would be of importance, something very creative, spiritual, that sort of thing, I think he's going to come out on top. I mean, I love that that's showing up in your career. So while you may be vying for a position that is quite competitive, the fact that there's a trine aspect to your long-term partnerships here, it's not to say it will be an easy transition. Again, it might be quite shocking in that it forces you to initiate a new routine or a new relationship very quickly, but in theory it could be life-changing and possibly for the better. This could even be a job that has a lot of travel opportunities to it. You have the moon, which is your card, Pisces, coming up in your house of travel. So that says to me, you might be put in a position where you're forced to travel. Even if it's just, maybe to go on an interview. And I want to be clear, long-term travel. It wouldn't just be, up the road a piece by car or taxi. Long-term travel, some of you may be doing some sort of, I'm hearing internship, but some sort of study or program, immersing yourself in new knowledge and, anyway, something to do with a Pisces. There might be a Pisces collaboration in terms of increasing the expansion of your mind, your intellect, as well as possibly travel opportunities. There might be a lot of focus right now, if this relates to for anyone career-wise or maybe even dating online profiles. Something about there's a lot of responsibility and work and effort potentially for you to nose to the grindstone in terms of sort of technology, getting technology in order, setting yourself up for success, possibly making some sort of purchase. That could be coming from someone else too. A big purchase that sets you up for future success. It's not so much that you're going to see immediate success with it now. It's future-proofing. And with Saturn, which is the planet of responsibility, by learning that new skill, especially technological skill, for a lot of you, it could be that in the future, if you apply to a job, that's going to make the world of difference on your resume because you've already put in the time and the energy. To doing something, I keep wanting to say future-proof, setting yourself up for future success. The results aren't immediate, but if you can muster the energy and the endurance and the motivation, the inspiration to keep it going, with Saturn, it's usually like a slow process. And I'm not saying this is true for all of you, but anytime Saturn is in any zodiac sign, it's there for about 2.5 years. And Saturn doesn't have the greatest reputation because it's a planet that denotes, hey, you got to be serious about this, right? You have to be responsible. You have to meet the deadlines. Saturn is not a planet that allows you to be, the free fish swimming in the ocean. It's like Saturn's like, no, we need this and we need it now. However, with Saturn, it kind of gives you this deadline, if you will, of 2.5 years. Now, Saturn has been in Aquarius for a few months now, so it's not going to be a 2-year dedicated thing for all of you. And I mean, it's more just metaphorically the idea of committing yourself to something and understanding it's not going to be the easiest process, but you will reap the rewards of it futuristically. I would say for a lot of you, this very likely has to do with something, again, I'm wanting to say writing or something technical that may involve your career in the long term. Something that, again, you would probably get a lot of joy out of, but maybe just starting it is a little bit intimidating or a little bit scary, or even signing on the dotted line. Committing to something for whatever, a year or 2 years of your life, that contract could be a little bit intimidating, but I would offer for some of you, Saturn says, I'm going to give you what you want, but you got to show me that you're in this too. So whatever that is, it's happening in your 12th house activity, so it could be committing yourself to a life of, I heard secrecy. No, a life of, solitude, maybe. Seclusion, maybe. It's something you do sort of privately or on your own. The 12th house has a lot of connection to being removed from the world. Things like monasteries, hospitals, jails, prisons. That's all sort of 12th house activity, as is our connection to God, right? That's something that it isn't always made in public display, right? It's something very personal. It's frequently something very spiritual, but it's not necessarily center of attention. Look at me. It's like, yeah, something about Saturn being in your 12th house, there's a commitment to doing something that would provide you a lot of growth, especially spiritually. And Pisces, you are connected to 12th house. Any Pisces, you rule over the 12th house. So in a sense, like your core essence, your being may have a lot to do with Saturn being placed there right now. You may be putting a lot of time into building something that's going to come into fruition in the next couple years. If any of this makes sense, Pisces, I would say keep building that. Keep constructing it because it's headed in a very positive direction, especially in terms of your financial prospects. Again, not a Cinderella story. Effort, time, integrity, devotion, commitment. My goodness, though, I think it will be worth it. So let's get a little bit more specific here. You may find that as you immerse yourself more in this project. The thing is, most of you have already started this. If you don't know what this is, I'm not certain it's your message. Doesn't mean it won't resonate later, but a lot of you probably have a pulse on exactly what this is already. And if you don't, that's okay. It might not be your message. This makes a lot of sense. As you start to immerse yourself more on this and continue to build and add, and it's funny, I just heard extrapolate. So I don't know, trial and error, go back to the drawing board and retool, refix, rebuild, restructure. Not only does the end product start to tweak and change, obviously, you do too. There's something about you identify so strongly with your work that it's almost like these mini deaths that occur inside of you. You know how sometimes they talk about like the ego death? That's not exactly what I'm trying to say, but it's part of doing this process. It transforms who you are as a spiritual being. This feels very profound and big, and I know some of you are like, what is she talking about? I'm not even exactly sure, but there's something about you building this thing or this career or this relationship. It changes you in a really beautiful way. I mean, we could just call it maturity, but it feels so much deeper than that. It feels like you are becoming the person you were always meant to become by participating in this act or this project or, again, this job, this commitment. It feels really beautiful. I really love it. So in terms of your money, a lot of you may excel right now in careers that are involving healing. Absolutely. Especially healing through words, healing through writing. You might be a life coach. You might be writing a book about wellness in any way. Some of you're just very in tune psychically with what people, empathy, or empaths, the very Piscean. You just are naturally almost psychic about what people need in order to offer them healing and kindness. And for some of you, if you are all interested in careers that involve that sort of life coaching, maternal, paternal, like I'm there for you vibe. There seems to be money opportunities in roles that sort of correlate to that right now. A lot of you are going to be collaborating, like a daily routine, a daily hustle in the coming weeks, collaborating very closely with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, especially a male air sign, but it doesn't have to be. And yeah, there's some victory or reward regarding financial assets right now. Some of you are going to be able to buy, this is, I know, very specific and random, but, you know, a new piece of clothing or a new item that you feel very proud to wear. It may even relate to a new job title. It's like you're so proud to be able to wear that uniform or have that name tag, or even put something on your resume or on your website that you're accredited or you got some sort of noteworthy honor or recognition. There's something about, you know, a plaque, something you can display proudly that speaks a lot about your experience or your... It could just be a small-time, you know, employee of the month, but it might be tremendously bigger than that. Whatever it is, no matter the amount attached to it, it makes you very happy. God, I love this. This is freaking awesome. Look at that, Pisces. Cancer had a really good career reading too, so interesting. There must be something going on with the water signs. Yeah, careers in technology right now or if it's not careers that you would say are technology driven, something about investing more in your technology or doing something that is more of a technical skill. I would even say something, I'm hearing words like nimble, fine-tuned, almost, I know this is kind of ridiculous, but I'm literally seeing like X-Acto knives and like cutting to a precision, sculpting, something that it's fine arts, right? Even if that's not, you know, your career, there's something about the finer details. The exact wording, the exact phrasing, the editing, going through drafts of edit to fine tune and perfect the craft, perfect the skill. That's what's happening on a daily basis. There's a lot of energy and focus highlight on that right now, but potentially with your 6th house being ruled by Leo, you may acquire a lot of success because of it, and there's reason to enjoy it. And it might not be something that you naturally find a lot of joy in, but if you view it through the lens of Leo, and a lot of you will if you're a Pisces rising, there's almost like, I'm hearing YOLO, you know, you only live once, but honestly, there's a sense of adventure. This can be as fun and as adventurous as you make it out to be. It's all about your perspective. It's about your mindset. So if you are undertaking a lot of responsibility to build towards that dream career, know that your attitude and how you approach it will make a huge difference in what you manifest from this. Some of you, you're lightly being nudged to like attitude adjustment. This could be full of potential, but the minute you start putting dark clouds over, oh my God, it's changing everything and I'll never get back what I have and I'm spending all this money, and like, again, the minute you start thinking those thoughts, you're dampening or depressing the vibe. This could be really magical. There's something, I keep hearing the word futuristic, future-based. You may be doing something that is very innovative and cutting edge, rolling out a new idea or technology or a new service, a new product that maybe it is a little controversial. Maybe it's new. Maybe it requires a lot of regulation or restrictions from, I don't know, the presenters, the government, the funders. There's something about a fine-tooth comb, going through every last detail, but I don't know. Something about this could make you very happy, and yes, it may acquire or gain a lot of recognition and attention, but it also makes you feel good about yourself. We have to remember 2nd house has a lot to do with our self-worth, our image of self. This is one of my favorite cards. In a lower vibration, it definitely has a streak of arrogance or cockiness. I don't necessarily think that's it. I think a lot of my Pisces may have been questioning, am I ready for this? Can I undertake this huge task? The thing is, again, with the right perspective, you're going to handle it like a champ. If anything, you may be in competition for other people's attention. If you're launching something new, again, in time, I'm not saying Cinderella story, this might be something that it's like it's picked off the shelf instantly. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of drive. There's a lot of I need it and I need it now. I don't know if this has to do with something you're selling or whatever, but it's like it's very supply and demand. It's like you can't output enough of them because it's constantly taken every time you put it up. And I mean, even, I never say this, but even for my artists, if you're doing something like an Etsy or you're painting or this or that, I'm just saying there's something very spiritual and creative about this too. And so, yeah, it's very likely you're going to be busy. But again, I think there's huge assets of this, or huge avenues rather, that bring you a lot of fulfillment and enjoyment. This almost has like a pinch me, am I dreaming? Did I really just sell that thing I've been making for 2 years and all of a sudden people are, commissioning me to do this? Hey, I hope so, Pisces. I mean, that's certainly one interpretation of this. I like that a lot. I mean, Jupiter is going to be moving into Pisces. Jupiter, I think I touched on last time a little bit. I have it written down. Jupiter moves into Pisces when? We have to remember Jupiter's natural domicile, its natural home. It feels really comfortable and has all the tools it needs to succeed in Pisces. That's its domicile. What is the date I'm looking for? I'm looking at Saturn. Jupiter moves into Pisces briefly, May 13th, give or take a day, depending on where you are. So the fact that a lot of you, either Pisces rising has a lot to do with your ego and identity. Again, there's almost like an explosion, or not an explosion, I apologize, that's not the right term, an expansion of who you are, of your identity. There's something you're growing, you're maturing. There's an abundance, a jovialness, a lightheartedness, a buoyancy to putting yourself out in the world right now. That may even shine through in relationships as well. Your identity may expand as not only an individual, but as a partner to someone else, a husband, a wife, a business partner. There's expansion in your identity. And even for my Pisces sons, if say you're a Pisces sun and a Virgo rising or a Cancer rising or something, obviously that's still going to impact you, because wherever your sun is, it is very tied to your identity and your core being, your vitality. Your rising sign is almost the window in which you view the world, if that makes any sense. Anyway, Jupiter going into Pisces, I think, is going to be quite beneficial for a lot of you. That's going to be, I believe that's going to be trining Mars in the coming weeks. So a lot of, again, energy and, I'm hearing the word independence, but yeah, sure, with Mars. A lot of energy, endurance, positivity, a lot of excitement. We have to remember Mars is like, yeah, let's do it. It can be very zesty, but it's very enlightened. It's very like, yeah, let's do it. That is working to your benefit. It's working for your benefit. In terms of dating, so the partnerships are under major transformation. For some of you, it's just aligning to your soulmate. If you're already with your soulmate, it's very likely going to transition into something much bigger. The Tower, it has a lot of mixed connotations. What's helping you right now? Pluto is helping you. I like that a lot. Where's Mercury? Okay, Mercury is going to be moving into, I believe, Gemini. Okay, there we are. Yeah, there could be arguments. Mercury moving into Gemini, I believe. When is Mercury moving into Gemini? I have this big list on my calendar. It's like across the room. I need to move it closer. I think on May 4th. So Mercury, the planet of speech and communication in Gemini, which is very duality. I can't focus on one thing. It's two things at once. It's very busy. It's very quick. It's very swift. Excellent at shooting off really quick texts or really quick emails. But if you lack tact in how you're addressing people and you're just doing it to get it done, again, Saturn says let's slow down and do it right so that we can avoid arguments and fighting and things being misinterpreted and sort of being blown out of proportion. That's exactly what this is, right? Just watch your dialect, especially in the coming few weeks, the way you're speaking to people. It will make a world of difference. Yeah, there's an importance, too, to work on something in the house so that you can walk away and not feel like you have any loose ends. To work on some baggage, it could be a relationship with a parent or something just in your home that's been struggling, or something that needs attention. It could be a technological issue, or fixing something in your house where it could be a money suck, too. You keep putting, Band-Aids on something where it's like, let's actually just fix it and commit to it. With that, there will be a freedom that you are granted or permitted, but it's like you have to settle down and do the work. You can't just play this. You can't play the victim, but that's really not the word. You can't keep passing it off. You can't just put on blinders and be like, it's fine, we'll deal with it later. I don't see it. It's not that big of a deal. If it is a big of a deal, it will, I don't do fear-based readings, but it will get you. So if you're crossing your fingers hoping the dishwasher doesn't break during your engagement party, it probably will, so take care of it now. Again, future-proofing, that's a huge term for you. A lot of Aquarian energy in terms of people coming up, some Libra, some Aries, last but not least, we'll finish it off with your dating life, and then we'll go around and get a card on each zodiac sign. But so you have Mars. You have the planet of sex in your house of sex and dating. Possibly with a rambunctious fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sag. A card I very much associate with the idea of sexuality and sex. Nights always bring change and movement, and with fire, there's movement in terms of an energy, a flirtation, a desire, a lustiness. Not my favorite night in terms of committing, but if you are just looking to have healthy sex and get it out of your system, friends with benefits, or just, play in the field. Dating, I would say that's going to be a huge focus for you. There's an ability to do it, again, with Mars, action and energy in your house of sex. And this fella showing up, male or female, there's definitely some, I have to remember, it's playful, it's enjoyable. This is very buoyant, it's lighthearted, it's easy, it's fun. If you are a person who is seeking commitment after date 2, watch that, because you're probably not going to get it with the Knight of Wands. But it doesn't mean it couldn't grow into something greater. And I'm never saying you need to disguise the truth or what you desire in a commitment. In fact, I'm a big proponent of you're better off sharing it soonish into the relationship so that you know exactly where the person stands, because ultimately if you guys aren't in alignment, if you aren't on the same page, you can weed out the riffraff very quickly. And again, balance, moderation. I wouldn't say you're looking to be pregnant by X age on the second date. That's a lot for anyone, right? But ultimately, though, who am I to say? If that's what you feel comfortable doing and that helps you weed out people, then, you're never going to miss the right person. So the right person, if they're on the same page, they will stick around. Honestly, your dating life to me right now, it says it's going to be fun, so view it that way. Be very lighthearted and curious. Adventurous in the bedroom, I would say, might be coming through. And Pisces, I know you. Pisces are adventurous in the bedroom. But yeah, okay, so same message goes. If you're looking to lock it down, I don't see that happening in the next, couple weeks. Again, the energy is fickle. It changes the way the planets do. But yeah, if you're dealing with someone who is very much hit it and quit it, and that's not what you desire, this isn't going to work out at all for you. So know that in advance, and part of this, obviously I'm a tarot reader who believes in free will, but part of this to me says, if you know the energy is present to have romantic suitors who don't necessarily have longevity in mind, absolutely, the potential for that is in the air right now, Pisces rising. So know that. It's what you do with it that will make the world of difference. A lot of you, this almost feels like you're imagining scenarios that haven't yet manifested. This is a card of sort of coming to believe things that aren't necessarily real. They're not in front of us, but our mind says, but what if? It could happen. A lot of you, this could be like having a lot of fun and being like, oh my God, but am I pregnant now? Well, so again, future-proof, safety-proof. Think of these things in advance, and it's not about stressing about them. It's about breaking them down to, okay, well, how can I arm myself? What is the best defense system? Do you know what I mean? And I mean, this has to do not only with sex and dating, but your creative undertakings, anything that you essentially birth out into the world. It is your house of children, but also honoring your inner child. Are you having fun? This card says no. This card says, oh, you betcha. That's all we do. So maybe there's a need to balance the two. So maybe if you're having too much fun, then you're going to show up to work really hungover and not performing, and your boss is going to talk to you. These are two totally differing cards. I would say don't let your thoughts run rampant. Don't jump to fear-based conclusions. Be adventurous. Take small risks. Have fun. But yeah, right now there's a need to just be curious rather than finding out swords exactly what it is we're dealing with. Because I would say, especially in your dating life, this person doesn't necessarily know. However, if that is important to you, if you need to pinpoint exactly what this is and when it's going to happen and why, you can ask, but I have to be honest, I think you being too demanding of let's put a title on this, what are we dealing with, that is not going to end well. This person, I think, needs to be granted their freedom right now, and there's nothing wrong with establishing exclusivity. That's not what I'm talking about. But honestly, you guys are all going to be at different levels of this. I think you need to be forward, but I think you need to release control and have faith that what is meant to be yours will be. But if you are highly suspicious that this person is sleeping around, yeah, that would be a good conversation to have if you're not down with that. Okay, Pisces? Let's go around the zodiac in terms and see where each sign is at with you. Again, just this week. It doesn't mean forever. When I do this sort of wheel birth chart readings, as I'm sort of going to call them, tarot birth card readings, or birth chart readings, tarot cards, those are more kind of into the weeks, into the future. The weekly, how does this person feel? Weekly, totally weekly, changes, it's fickle. Yeah, so just know that in advance, right? I hate to be that person who crushes your dreams like, oh, it's over, but they're weekly readings, so... Anyway, here we go. Pisces, dealing with a Pisces. Let's shuffle once and split the deck. Here we go. Pisces dealing with a Pisces. You guys come to each other's aid a lot, but there's like a heavy-heartedness. Feels like there's a conversation that needs to be had, but neither one of you wants to have it. This may even have to do with pregnancy or about children, a decision with the children. Yeah, so I think you can fix this by communicating and speaking to one another. But there could be a difficult conversation of, are we still doing this? The thing is, I think it's mutual. There's a twinning dynamic of how you both are feeling or what you both are thinking. It's just someone needs to break the ice. If you're dealing with an Aries, the Ace of Cups, love it. Someone is wanting to sip from that cup. They're curious, they're interested, they're flirty, they're full of... not inspiration. I mean, yes, but they're full of curiosity of what this could be, and they're wanting to sip from that cup. So in metaphor, I think they're wanting to learn more about you. If you're dealing with a Taurus, the five of coins, not my favorite card. Money habits, poor money habits. If this is you, Pisces, the Taurus may having issues with you or vice versa. Somebody is having issues with money or childcare. This is also a card that feelings of loss, abandon, hardship. Taurus, your relationship with Taurus may go through a rough week, and it may be related to any type of hardship, especially financial. So just look out for that. It may even have to do with something with your sibling too. If you are dealing with a Gemini, lovers, love it. Beautiful. Highest vibration of the Gemini, especially for my same-sex couples. That's coming through here too. If you are dealing with a Cancer, the Magician. All right, so it's very scattershot though. This is sort of what I mean. This person may be being affected when Mercury moves into Gemini. Something about scattered thoughts. It moves very quickly, and it's good with communicating, but it misses the landing sometimes, or it doesn't stick the landing. It misses the mark. Its words are being said, but they're being interpreted differently. And it might be because this person is trying to throw you off the scent or confuse you, which doesn't seem very Cancerian, but hey, you know, not every Cancer out there is a high vibe Cancer. Yeah, Knight of Swords. I don't know. There's, with the Magician and the Knight of Swords, double Geminian. So this person is very much being impacted by placements in Gemini. Yeah, it's helter-skelter. There's a lot going on. With the Knight of Swords, there could be really a lot of words that are sort of harsh or aggressive. Or if it's not harsh or aggressive, it's just things are being said, but you guys aren't on the same page. The thoughts and communications are being misinterpreted. That's what I got for the Cancer this week. Sorry, crosswatchers. If you're dealing with a Leo, Wheel of Fortune, it's going to expand in a positive direction. If you're dealing with a Virgo, Nine of Swords, someone's really stressed and not sleeping. They're probably stressed about work, but it could be that they're stressed thinking about you. Especially if you're married to a Virgo. Again, there's an important conversation that has to be had, and you guys are just like, no one's wanting to make the first move, or it's like you guys start a fight, but it never finishes. It's left untied. So you guys need to bring it to conclusion and fix it or end it. If you're dealing with a Libra, the Lovers again, beautiful, love it. I actually do like this. There could be long-term potential with a Libra. Just make sure they're not married with the Ten of Cups coming up. But yeah, especially female relationships, and that could be a best friend too, right? But yeah, I love that. That looks really cute. I love it. So cute. All right, if you're dealing with a Scorpio, let's see. We are dealing with a Seven of Pentacles assessment. They're not certain. They're not all in, but they're not out. I'm hearing biding their time. I don't know. Does that mean that they're thinking of breaking it off? Okay, so this, with the moon coming up here too, there's something about they're not saying everything that's on their mind. They may be letting fear impede upon this relationship. It doesn't all have to do with you. This person might not be looking for, I don't know, anything that would bring them a sense of fear. Commitment, this person may be worried that you're breaking up with them. There's elements of fear coming into this, but I think this person is being secretive about that. I don't think they're being forward with the truth right now. Seven of Pentacles is not terrible, but it's not my most sexy card. It's like, okay, I need to stop and think about this. You guys may be having money issues as well. Yeah, there may be money issues there. And yeah, there's a lot of assessment. 7 and 8. Issues with money. Gosh, I'm completely stuck on that one. I don't know what to do with that one. Let's split the deck. Scorpio. They're dealing with a Scorpio. I mean, generally speaking, Pisces and Scorpio, because your water can be compatible. Yeah, the Ten of Wands. Okay, that's sort of confirming what I'm thinking and feeling, and I hate to put the kibosh on it, but there's a heaviness to this energy that almost psychically, you guys both are sort of sensing the same thing. This may be what's happening over here too, right? In your whole conversation needs to be had, but no one wants to make the first move. That may be happening with a Scorpio as well. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, the Seven of Cups. So again, sevens being assessment. Where are we at with the feelings? One more on that. Gosh, they get more complicated the more I go in. The Ten of Cups. All right. So you may be contemplating long-term with the Sagittarius. If someone's married here, they're assessing whom they want to invest more time with. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I mean, usually Ten of Cups is really beautiful. Even in this one, it feels there's wedding dresses and stuff here. So it's possible there could be weddings or long-term engagements or commitments with a Sagittarius. And with the King of Cups is showing up in this area too. So there's a lot of potential for a lot of big, emotional, mature love. But it's almost like they're deciding before they take the final steps. They're utilizing emotional intelligence before they just jump into everything. Yeah, it's almost making sure there's not a sense of illusion here. There's assessment about long-term emotions. And then if you're dealing with a Capricorn, gosh, again with the sevens, all of these are really Scorpio, Sag, and Capricorn. There's a lot of like, well, do we do this? Are we that? I feel like there's already been a breakup with the Capricorn or time apart, or you're just really missing them, but there's a lot of like longing for someone, but it might be after a fight. If you guys recently got into conflict or if there's competition, someone is all up in their feels about this. Yeah, someone may be a player or just in it for like the sexual conquest or the sexual escapades. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't love this week. It doesn't look great. It looks like someone's going to end up disappointed. And if you're dealing with an Aquarius, there could be, okay, interesting. You have Justice coming up here twice. So unless a Libra is involved here, otherwise this could be a very strong connection, a very strong contract. Business partnership, friendship, romantic marriage, something of the sort. This could be a lifelong friend of yours with the Aquarius. Something written in stone. It's written in the history books. All right, Pisces rising, I'm going to leave you with that. This was a long one. Thanks for joining me today. Remember to like the video, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you want to throw in your name, submit your name to win a free tarot reading with me, there will be instructions on how to do that now. What's up, guys? This is a friendly reminder to submit your name if you are looking to throw in a submission to the win a free tarot reading from me, the Intuitive Teacup. There will be 3 winners announced on May 9th, and in order to submit your entry, I am asking that you leave a comment on any video of your choice here on my channel. It has to be one of my videos, listing the 3 qualities you admire most about yourself, 3 qualities you find very likable or desirable, 3 things that you're proud of about yourself. So loyalty, trustworthy, creative, funny, compassionate, any of those things. It's up to you. Leave those 3 descriptor words, and next to it, I want you to include the hashtag Team Teacup. That's just simply to let me know that you're entering your name for the competition and not just leaving a random comment. So yeah, that is what you're being asked to do. 1 comment is 1 submission. You can submit as many times as you would like, aka leave as many comments as you want. They can be the same descriptors, different ones. That's entirely up to you. So there will be 3 winners. If you are a winner, I will comment on your comment as well as announce your name on my channel and my Instagram. From there, we will message privately and you will be allowed to submit one question you would like me to answer. And that's that. It's pretty easy, pretty basic. Of course, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. It really does help me. And I welcome you to join me over on Instagram because that was sort of the brainchild of this contest anyway. I reached 1,000 subs on Instagram, which is great. I love interacting with you guys there, and it allows me to do things here on YouTube that I can't. So welcome you to follow me over there or on Facebook. It's not necessary, it's not required to enter the competition, but you do need to submit to my YouTube channel or subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, that's about it. So I look forward to announcing the winner Sunday, May 9th, so make sure you enter before then.